Right. So we are back with the 12th drop, the 12th chapter of the game. When we left off yesterday, Ren had taken a trip to the house of joining, where he found Rui, or actually he found her in the veiled house, but then he had an illusion where he found her again at the house of joining, dressed as a bride. Then Miu went looking for her mother and found her in the same house. And now Yuri, who was asleep during this chapter, is back to once again look for Hisoka. So let's see if she actually finds her this time. Rescued by Miu, Yuri decides to continue chasing after Hisoka. Across the mists of the Lake of the Departed stands a massive Tori gate, leading to the shrine underwater. How does she know that? Love these pictures. 12th drop to the other side. Yuri Kusukata. Yuri ponders what she saw at the Lake of the Departed. Hisoka's shadow vanishing into a thick veil of mist. She recalls the tall torii gate rising from the lake, marking the entrance to the shrine underwater. Could Hisoka be in that shrine? Yuri knows she must find a way across. She goes to investigate the shrine of the Ephermeral. Wakey wakey, sunshine! Hisoka went to the lake on top of Mount Hikami. Of that I am certain. A large torii gate is visible from the lakeside. There must be something out there. If Hisoka is out there, there might be some clues in her room as to why she went. And we already have the camera. I guess the window looking into the courtyard is frosted glass. We leave it open on sunny days. I guess Miu was kind enough to return it to us after she got back. Who was that exactly? I can watch it on playback, but genuinely curious. It looked kinda like Mayu from the second game. And again, also a ghost encounter. I swear I didn't see in the Wii U version. So either it has been added, or I just haven't been as thorough in the original release as I thought. That's also entirely a possibility. Shrine on the water. An old text about the shrine on the water that was left on a bookshelf. Oral tradition tells us of the shrine on the water. It is said to be the source of life and home and home to the sun god. People summoned by the cry of the mountain are said to pass through the shrine on their way to the gods. See, it would make sense if Yuri knew about the shrine on the water after having read this. There are claims of people offering up their thoughts and their souls to release them from their suffering. The shrine appears in several folk tales, but unfortunately no trace of the building itself has ever been found. Ooh. The question is, where is this shrine located? Could it lie on top of a literal body of water, as the name suggests? The lake of the departed on the summit is always covered in mist. The silhouette of a torii gate can be seen when the sun sets. If that is the shrine underwater, it is likely that only certain individuals, those granted special permission, were allowed to approach it via boat. Hisoka's Journal 4. A notebook that has fallen next to the bed. Is this Hisoka's journal? Everyone has secrets. Secrets they never tell anyone. Secrets that cannot be shared. When people go missing, they take those secrets with them. Maybe it's the weight of those secrets that drives them to disappear. They must want to escape the heavy burden. Someday Yuri may learn of my secrets, my scars. But then we might finally be able to open up to each other. Maybe I'll be able to face this head on and make a fresh start. I like how she isn't even touching the camera with her right hand, and look how unnaturally long and skinny her fingers look. That's unsettling as fuck. You know, wouldn't it be something else if they made it so that in every chapter this picture is different? I mean, that would freak the shit out of me. Like, was that always like that? You know, little details to fuck with the player. Miu isn't here. I guess she woke up and wandered off somewhere. And we can't read Miku. You know, it's kind of surreal. It's kind of surreal being in the presence of Miku again. Like, this is the original main protagonist who has followed us up, who has followed the series up through the years. Now a grown woman. I know it's a video game, it's a digital character, but let me have this one. I like to immerse myself in a game that way and be like, I can't believe that this is the same character. Like, if we are not supposed to immerse ourselves in the world of the game we play, then why are we even playing? It's just kind of surreal to have Miku back. You know, I wonder, is there something inside the... You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna reload. It's not like I have really made any progress aside from reading a few notes. Then we can see that ghost again. Forgive me. Nah, I'm not so sure it's Mayu. There was nothing in here. Why did I even go in? Maiden looking down. Baby, are you down, 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 down? Now that I think about it, Hisoka must keep it in the place for you. Right. Let's leave for the mountain and see at what random place the game decides to leave us this time. Maybe right in front of the shrine of the Ephermeral? Ah, there we have her.
If you leave, you won't be coming back. You're still not sure, are you? You're wondering if you should go or if you should stay.
Why are you always such a bag of sunshine? Like, again, when she found her mother, she was like, "Oh, mother, come back with me. Don't ever leave me alone." So, I mean, she's not all emo, to put it like that, but then you go out to her now, and the first thing she says is, "If you leave now, you won't come back." Like, why are you always so dark, Miu? How old is she supposed to be again? Well, I'm leaving. You do you. I totally effing called it. Hisoka is in the shrine on the water on the other side of the lake. There was a boat at the shrine of the Ephermeral. I can use it to get across. Right, but first, a word from our sponsors. I have to go through. It's the only way to reach Hisoka. Okay, so I can't go down and pick up that Type 0 film. Right. Let's get Hisoka hunting. You know, I don't like to use that term about any game, but games are the definition of a walking simulator, because I know it's for that it's for the immersion, but these characters walk so goddamn slowly. Shrine of the Ephermeral. There's a boat here. Yes, you already said that. I saw a small boat here when I found Miyu. You said that. That shrine maiden was in it. It must be the boat they used to reach the other shrine. You know, as a place, and I'm talking about the forest, like I mentioned in one of the first sessions, as a place that is supposed to be inspired by the suicide forest in Japan, known as Aokigahara. I wonder if there are actually, shrines like this within that forest, or if it's purely a place that people just stay away from. Whoa! That was a close one. The ancient rituals performed on Mount Hikami continue to this day. If Hisoka is in the shrine on the water, it means she has become a pillar. Dedication. It mentions the shrine of the Ephermeral. It seems to be about why it was built. The shrine of the Ephermeral houses 3 pillars who guard the mountain's pure water. 1 for the caskets, 1 for the forbidden flame, 1 for the water. The water passes through the shrine, purified by the flame. To proceed, one must receive permission from 2 maidens. With the 2 keys, receive the blessing of the maidens on the water. You know, I always wanted a mini shrine like that, but they're expensive as hell. I mean, expensive for my budget. I'm gonna go to the basement first. And we never got to open that that box the last time we were here. Ah, come on. Asshole. That's a thing though. You know, I have mentioned several times that I don't remember this being here, or did they change that, or maybe they nerfed this or that. And again, I'm really not in a position to say either or, because while I have played the Wii U version to death and would like to proclaim myself an expert of that game, I really don't know the game. You know, I don't know that. I don't know it front to back. Like, the design on this door is different, or this didn't used to be there. I don't know the game that thoroughly, but I know that excuse me. I know that previous installments of the series, like Project Zero 1 and 2, they actually didn't do it for 3 or 4, but for 1 and 2, they actually, you know, that was back in the PS2 and Xbox days, and they actually, those games started on the PS2, and then they got a re-release on Xbox, which added a whole bunch of extra stuff, like extra secret ghosts, or an extra secret ghost fight, or extra items, extra endings, extra costumes and whatnot. So it's it has been done before. No one comes to attack us this time. Boo. Wait. We were supposed to to get on that boat. So maybe photographing it will, you know, as usual, show us where to go and what we need to collect. No item here. But that's the boat, alright. Kinda cool scenery. A flooded shrine, or at least a shrine built on top of water. Trees sticking out of the water and a boat in the middle. I wouldn't mind a painting of that. again. This is thick ass atmosphere that Resident Evil, even early Resident Evil games, wishes they had. And I know, the first Resident Evil was, what, 96? But even the first Silent Hill game had an atmosphere that, I mean, to compare it to something contemporary, even the first Silent Hill had an atmosphere that Resident Evil wishes it had. Resident Evil, to me, was really never a horror game per se. I mean, yes, you have zombies and all of that stuff, but then you have this brightly lit mansion that couldn't even scare a toddler, and we're supposed to be afraid of that. Bright underwater. There's something in the boat. Water Design Journal 4. It's a white book with a water design. This must have belonged to that bride. I have been chosen to be the Great Pillar. This is such an honor. A girl from a tiny village becoming the Great Pillar. The other maidens wept. They wouldn't stop crying, so I had to console them. I will be the Great Pillar. They gave me the name Kurosawa. From now on, I shall be called Ose Kurosawa. Bottoms up. Camellia plate key. A camellia flower is engraved on the key. And that's the key that fits in that door. A gate stands in the water on the far side. The shrine on the water must be on the other side of that gate. The key to that gate must be somewhere in this building. Well, I would hope so. First though, I have to go that way anyway, but... You want me up there first? That's also another thing that hit me. Door's locked. You know those ghost investigation videos you see on YouTube where someone films a trek through an abandoned building with their shitty iPhone camera, and then by the slightest movement they run for the hills. And I mean, not to say that I would be any braver. I would probably also freeze and run screaming away, but it's kind of funny that these girls in these games, they have balls that these so-called that these self-proclaimed ghost investigators wish they had. Reminds me of, I mean, I haven't played Valkyria Chronicles 4 other than the demo, but there's this cutscene where the main character is sad, quote unquote, or I don't know if he was being sarcastic, that we destroyed all of these pretty flowers, and then his friend is like, seriously? Ah! Okay, that got me good. Come on. Ah! Asshole! But then again, we already did establish that ghosts can literally appear just by me standing still. Come on. Come on. Now that I actually have room to to fight. Come on. Don't be shy. Ah! But you know, I'm actually only happy that that this game can, you know, spook the shit out of me every once in a while, because not to say that I'm the bravest person in the world, but seriously, not many games can make me jump like that. So I'm actually really glad that a game comes along every once in a while that can. And now I am wondering, how was it that you activated snapshot mode? I don't remember, but I really want a picture of this scenario. If I take a picture with the share button, does it include my camera feed? It probably does, but took one anyway. Shadow lurking in the dark. You inserted the camellia plate key into the lock. The door is now open. It looks like a cave outside the lattice window. Stone Buddha statues are lined up in the dark. Shadow in the lattice. Ah, it's just a regular guy. If they ever make a new game, they really could, they really should have more different ghost models instead of just the same guy and the same guy. So this is the cave I was about to say the cave we have heard so much about, but what I mean is that the last time we were in this place, we constantly saw the cave through those lattices, but we never actually went there. Something's hanging there. It looks like a person. You again? Come on. I was so busy trying to trying to get points for shadow reading him that I didn't even I didn't get to read what that small text said. Couldn't read her either. Maiden staring at water. Hisoka is on the other side. There are several large ceremonial flowers lying on the surface. Beyond them I can see a gate, seemingly floating on the water. There is nothing but mist beyond the gate. This map's logic confuses the shit out of me. Maiden beckoning inside. They actually made a Project Zero movie in Japan. I think it was back in 2004, 5-ish. It has its, of course, it has its fans, and it wasn't even based on the games, but rather a novel. The movie judging by the cover with these two girls holding hands, it kind of borrowed ideas from the second game, but it was more so inspired by a novel, a Project Zero novel called A Curse That Affects Only Girls, because Japanese have a fetish for long ass titles. And so, from what I understand, the movie followed this novel really well, but it, in my opinion at least, it had next to nothing to do with it had nothing to do with the games apart from this whole curse thing and a brief appearance by the camera obscura, which was hardly even used by the main character. And then, not to spoil anything, but at the end of the movie, this big reveal turned out to be I won't spoil that. Both because it's been so long since I watched the movie myself that I don't actually really remember it in that great detail. So I may do a disservice to the movie by misrecalling some story beats and aspects because I'm biased, because at the time when I first watched the movie I wasn't really a fan, so my dislike for the movie, judging by my first and only viewing, may not taint, but it may. I knew someone would come and get me if I stood still long enough, or rather, I was wondering, will someone come and get me in a small space like this? No, but it's been so long since I watched that movie, and I may be misremembering things, and because I didn't like the movie at the time, I may see it differently now, many years later, or when I watch it a second time. There may be things that I view differently now, and where I'm like, so that's what they were going for. Off of my first and only viewing, where I didn't like the movie, my opinion may be biased, and I may be misremembering stuff, and so I don't really feel qualified to even go there and say, the climax was shit because so and so happened, when in reality I may just be missing the whole point about the movie. So you know what? I think I'll rewatch it at some point, and you should go watch it too and make your own opinion. But just keep in mind that because it's based on this novel, which is inspired, not based, but inspired by the games, essentially being Project Zero in name only, the movie, from what I've heard, is very faithful to the book, but both the book and the movie are Project Zero in name only. Will you stop doing that? I can't go further back, you hack. Hey, I got you first. Stop that. Stop pushing me. How many ghosts are gonna attack me while I'm here? I mean, I get a lot of points, but still. You know, I wonder because I haven't really met that many ghosts while I traverse through the shrine, so do the ghosts become more active when you stand still? Because this is the second ghost that has attacked me in here? Okay, let's take that photo and be on our way. Phantom expose. A box appeared at the foot of the statue. It contains a plate key and a notebook. You know, I looked at that box, which is, as you can see, it's the model for purifying embers. So I looked at that box and was like, oh no, don't tell me I went all the way back here just to get a box of embers. Okay, so we got the cherry plate key. Cherry blossoms are engraved on the key. Water Design Journal 3. It's a white book with a water design. Through training, shrine maidens approach death. The closer they get, the more they lose themselves. But the maiden must keep strong. By getting closer to death, it is possible to know everything. This is how we are able to glance people's thoughts. We all leave behind powerful echoes of ourselves, and as long as these echoes remain, a soul cannot move on. A shrine maiden must help the soul pass to the netherworld. They must take on those final thoughts, resonate with them, and continue to embrace them. This is the shrine maiden's true role. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. And who is this fine fella? You know, that kind of reminds me of the mummy in Resident Evil 7. The mummy in at the back of the creepy child room. No, but I have since heard rumors, and these rumors go way back, so it may just be bullshit that some fans came up with, and I knew you were coming. I've heard rumors that someone was planning to make another Project Zero movie, you know, something out of Hollywood, but as you've probably guessed by now, nothing has come of it yet. I mean, I know that this franchise is very niche in the first place, but I mean, especially over in Japan, they are, I mean, just like just like the fact that you know, many video games based on anime, or rather many licensed anime games never even make it out of Japan. Like, did you know that the PSP got several Reborn games, and that the Fairy Tail game we got for PS4 a couple of years back wasn't the first Fairy Tail game ever made. That there were also some on PSP, and we had Full Metal Alchemist games on Game Boy Advance, and I mean, it really is only a fraction of all the anime games they make over there that release over here, and of course only the games based on the most popular anime, like Naruto and One Piece and Dragon Ball, of course. But many anime games they make never make it across the ocean. And just like that, they make a shit ton of live action movies based on both manga and anime. And so even though Project Zero is a very niche series, I can only wonder why even the Japanese have only made one movie. Like, seriously, they make a shit ton of movies based on their own properties, their own mangas and video games. So I really wonder why only one Project Zero movie has ever been made. I mean, I know of I think it was a Korean fan movie that you can find on YouTube. It's a bit hard to find if you haven't if you haven't favorited it. I mean, if I go on YouTube now and just If I go on YouTube now and just search Fatal Frame fan movie, I don't think I'll even find it, which is why I have, as I said, I have favorited it. I think I originally found it via a fan forum where someone else had provided a link. This fan movie, 20 minutes I think it is, where a girl of course ventures into a haunted shrine and gets cursed and stuff like that. It's actually, in my opinion, a very decent movie. But like, that's it. We have one Japanese produced movie, and however many fan films you can find on YouTube. But that's it. And you know, I'm on some levels I'm glad that you know. Of course, I also play you know I play AAA games that most people have heard about: Resident Evil, Kingdom Hearts, Legend of Zelda, stuff like that. But I kind of pride myself. That's the wrong word, but I'm kind of glad that I am this type of guy who likes to play a lot of the more obscure titles that not many have heard about. But unfortunately, it does come with the downside that because these games are so niche, they rarely get turned into movies or any other kind of adaptations. What was it I wanted to do? Oh, right. No, really, what was it? I think I'll upgrade the camera again. Why not? Oh, right, I remember. Lenses. Okay, it is the reward lens. The lens includes a number of points earned by taking photos for a short time. Right. Okay, just wanted to make sure it was the right lens. Because, again, I don't read kanji. I kanji read kanji. Okay, that was a terrible pun, but I just couldn't help myself. And we can see whatever it is behind that door that we're trying to unlock. Now, let's see what's behind door number 2. You inserted the lily plate key into the lock. The door is now open. Well, I would hope so if we unlocked it. Oh, right. The box room. Are these all... There's dark water inside the open box. Something large appears to be inside, but even with my flashlight I can't see what's inside. A large object has been submerged in the water. Did they just use the word inside 2 times in a row? Opening reliquaries. An old text was left on the dark floor. Those without the power shall not be placed in reliquaries. If one who is weak is placed inside, they will not survive the pain of the black water and enter the netherworld. Those tainted souls shall not be given a proper death. The open box is filled with water. The water is as black as ink. Even with my flashlight I can't see what's inside. I was about to say, did I go back? That's a bit better. An old well. Well, at least those hands hardly do any damage. Zero lens. You got the zero lens, a lens that deals more damage to targets the lower your health is. Should I equip that? I mean, I don't plan on getting my health low, but... Nah. And this new zero lens, that's the one symbol I know, because as you may, as a sharp-eyed may have observed, this is the same kanji for the game's Japanese title, Zero. Because, well, the series is just called Zero in Japan, which is a double pun because Shiro, S-H-I-R-O, is, I believe, is also the color white. There is something shiny on the corpse, or whatever it is that's hanging inside the well. I may be able to get it down. You loosened the rope. Oh boy, look at that red light there. The room the room with the boxes is locked, which means we have to fight. I mean, I doubt the ghosts will just let us back through with a pretty please. Sup, guys? The door is being held shut by a powerful force. Knew it. Okay, that should have hit me, but... I hate close quarters. What you doing on the floor, lady? That's it? Just one ghost? That reminds me that there is also a Project Zero manga that entirely follows its own story, and I mean, it was all right, but I didn't really like the ending. Then again, to be fair, I'm not really sure how I would have liked it to end. Not like Dr. Stone, which just had an overall shitty ending and an even shittier plot reveal. Come on. Where are you? The manga, unfortunately, hasn't been released outside of Japan. So what I read was a fan translation. Not that that devalues the story in any way. I'm just saying. And one thing really to note about the manga is that it's almost like the Pokemon manga of what little I've read. It's a hell of a lot darker and more unforgiving towards the main characters than the games ever were. Ah, come on! I let go. Apparently not fast enough. You know those ghost hands when they were introduced in the fourth game, they were supposed to be scary, like, oh, a ghost hand, but it's really just more of an annoyance than anything else. It's a large key. The engravings remind me of the black boxes. Oh, right, the that flowery thing at the handle. Ah, that box. That's fucking creepy. What's the fastest way back? Maybe if we cross through there and go through the... There are sure to be a lot of ghost points here. Yeah, you know what? However you slice it, we are in the other end of the shrine. No. Oh. like the manga is about this girl who gets a hold of a camera obscura, of course, and then her and her class, her high school class, go on a trip to I think they go on a trip to another school, and then of course it turns out that school is I can see a hallway through the lattice window. It turns out that school is haunted as hell. And like, whenever they encounter a ghost, if these ghosts as much as touch them, they're fucked. Like, it's not like let go of me. No, if these ghosts as much as touch you, you're dead. Like, there are no prisoners. I mean, I know that video games are kind of handholdy, like, you know, also in Resident Evil, where no matter how much aside from the Outbreak games where you actually can get infected, in most Resident Evil games, if you get bitten, I'll just use an herb to heal myself. No biggie. I'm not infected. I'm not gonna turn into a zombie. And I haven't read the Resident Evil manga, but I'm willing to bet you that it ain't that unforgiving in that version. But in the Project Zero manga. In the Project Zero manga, if a ghost as much as gets a hold of you, you're done for, and it also has some very eerie depictions. Like at one point, they go out into this courtyard where I thought for sure that there would be ghosts in here. One of the characters sees what they think is their grandfather, and this man with this big old jolly smile, and then all of a sudden on the next page he turns into a roar. Like his face goes completely from dear old happy dear uncle to the face of nightmares. And these drawings, I tell you, they are I almost want to say that the ghosts in this game, or in any of the games really, not any of the games, because some of the games really have some quite scary looking ghosts, but the ghosts in the manga, they are really something else. And then there are also there is this haunted pool, and a girl with her friends. They stand by the pool while she sits down to take a dip in it, and then all of a sudden, hands. Did I hear something? then all of a sudden, several hands come out to grab her. They drag her down into the water, and then it's not spirited away. There is still a chance to save her. No, that bitch is dead. Like, the ghosts in the manga, they aren't fucking around. No ghosts in the big hexagonal room either. Hexagonal, whatever. Now let's see what's in here. Reliquary key. You inserted the reliquary key into the lock. The reliquary is now open. And it's an entrance. To another shrine with another mummified person thing. I'm onto you. The taboo of glancing. An old text has been left on the altar. I can make out the word glance. To glance into someone is to take on their thoughts, their secrets. The weak do so with a touch, while the strong can do it with a look, a true glance. Okay, so apparently I'm weak. Howsoever it is done, the result shall be the same. If the result is the same, why is one called a true glance? I mean, a true glance implies that it's better in some way. This power is of the netherworld. By drenching oneself in the mountain's waters, the heart melts and joins with the water, strengthening the one who glances. Getting closer to death also brings strength, allowing one to take on more thoughts, more secrets. Strong thoughts make for stronger pillars. The thoughts are sealed with the pillar inside the reliquary. To open the box and let these thoughts overflow is to invite disaster and is forbidden. And what do we have here? A small box is placed in front of the crouching statue. It contains a plate key. Moon plate key. The moon is engraved on the key. The crouching statues, they must represent 3 shrine maidens. I now have the moon and cherry keys. Wait, but we had to... 3 maidens? But didn't one of the other texts say that we only needed permission from 2 maidens? I now have the moon and cherry keys. Gee, I wonder where I have to use those. Okay, so let's see. The best route back is... If we go up, staircase down there. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I think that's the fastest way. Also, I haven't been that way in this chapter yet, so... Might as well get a change of scenery. Come and get me. Ah! I didn't mean literally. I mean, I guess I got what I asked. Come on. Did she leave? Maybe because I went too far away from her spawning point. Huh. Strange. Oh well, if you want to come back to play, you know where to find me. Where was the door again? That's another thing though. Until now, I mean, I have taken my fair share of hits, but I have been able to very comfortably just use the weakest film in the game, and as you have no doubt noticed, it does quite a lot of damage actually, and I'm like, because that is my way of kind of cheating the game to give me a higher score, because when I only use the weakest film, of which I have unlimited, I can save all the other film, which gives me points at the end of the chapter, and points equals a better score. If they had balanced the game better, so that, you know, you can use the weakest film, which is unlimited, but it does jack all to the ghosts. Like if they had balanced the combat more, so that maybe I would be not forced to use the consumable film, but that using the consumable film would be more advisable, then it would put me in more of a risk versus reward kind of situation with I want to keep as much I want to save as much film for the finale of the chapter as possible, but I also need to fight off the ghosts. So making the weakest and unlimited film this viable, this comfortable to use, it also kind of takes away from the horror, because I'm like, well, I'm not running out of ammunition anytime soon. But if I had limited film, it would make the dread of encountering ghosts even more tenseful, because then I would be like, I don't have that much film yet. I don't have that much film left. I really hope I don't encounter a ghost on my way back. But because I have unlimited, and because this weak unlimited film actually does quite a lot of damage, I have nothing to fear. You inserted the cherry plate key into the lock. Insert the moon plate key into the lock. You wouldn't know by looking though, so you just have to take our word for it. The door is now open. Look! They aren't even inserted! Were they that lazy that they couldn't on the mountain's cry. An old text was left on a crumbling bookshelf. Maidens in the black water, in reliquaries as pillars. The maidens sleep as pillars, neither alive nor dead, reliving the pain of others in a cycle unending. The stronger the pillar, the greater the pain they endure. When the pain is too much, the box opens, and the pillar melts into the black water. This weakens the ward against the shadow spring, and so the mountain cries out in pain. A cry as of the maiden's pain, a sign of calamities to come. The gate is open. There's something in the photo. The gate is open and the shrine on the water's Torii gate can be seen in the distance. Oh, don't want to look at me anymore? The three maidens, the statue of the water guardian shrine maiden turned to face outside. That's where the gate to the lake is. Maybe it's open now? The three pillars. An old text was left in front of the statue clutching its knees. I like that I just see a statue butt now. Once the black water flowed forth, but three strong pillars threw themselves in, and the shadow spring was sated. The three pillars eventually succumbed to the darkness. They live on as statues in the shrine of the Ephermeral. Three pillars eventually. The three pillars collapsed, and five more took their place. All of Mount Hikami became a barrier, one the black water could not overcome. So long as Mount Hikami stands, the black water shall never again flow. Open the water gate, match the photo. The crouching statue turned to face the window. That must be the direction of the shrine on the water. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I knew it. The camera is reacting to something. And I'm not sure because it's been a while since I've played the fourth game, but I don't believe that even that game had unlimited film, even of the weakest film. So again, it's something they have added to this game to make it super easy for newcomers. And magically, just like that, the gate is open. Hisoka is on the other side. So now, finally, we reach the shrine on the water. Is that another boat? Took you long enough. See, I may be caught off guard every once in a while, but other than that, I'm making total mincemeat out of these ghosts. That's the way I have to go. I'm gonna go this way first. Gaming 101. If the game wants you to go one way, go the other first. There might be something there. There's a small shrine submerged in water behind the broken fence. The end of the hallway has collapsed. Most of the eastern half of the corridor has fallen in. Also kinda bugs me that you only ever get 500 points for those fatal glances, like... before she's out on the water. Large Buddha statues are lined up on the other side of the lattice. The end of the corridor is collapsed. These are the buildings, most of it sunken in the water. I can see. I do believe we have found our target. There's a large taiko drum. They must have used this in their rituals. It won't open. Oh well, Hisoka is not here. Guess we'll go back. Nah. We finally found her. Roles reversed.
Stay away, Yuri. You mustn't be here. I have become a pillar. This is it for me. If I stay here, you'll be safe. So please, just go.
No, I won't let you
do it. We seem so much alike. If you still want to die, I'll die with you. You may think that you have no one. That's not true. You're not alone. I'm here with you. So please, just stay with me. Even if it's just for a while. Just a little longer.
Do you remember that time? The promise we made? Please, just stay for a little while. Hisoka!
Look, she's supposed to be a boss, and look how fast I drain her health. Okay, maybe not that fast, but still. You okay in there? Rinse, rather repeat. I mean, she hasn't even touched me once because I was able to dodge her. I mean, just one push of the dodge button and the ghosts can fly peacefully through you. Will you attack? Was that it?
Forgive me.
It's that girl. The girl from the mirror. So that was another girl Hisoka knew that she didn't save in time.
I see she's... That's good then. It's hard to explain. I'm sad that she's gone, of course, but I feel relieved. She's been missing for so long. The worst part was not knowing. I just needed to know what happened to her, no matter what. Thank you.
Don't. It's all right. I finally found you. Everything's going to be okay.
And now we have to escape.
I'm so sorry.
Come on, Hisoka. Let's go home. Together. We've spent enough time in this place.
Black boxes enshrined in the center of the room. This is where I found Hisoka. Is it raining? Get them. gonna bet that we're gonna get teleported back to the antique shop as soon as we get into the boat. Goodbye, shrine on the water. Called it. So what was that about never coming back, Miyu?
It's nice and warm. It's such a little thing, but I've never really noticed just how much of a difference a little warmth can make. I wanted to jump, but now... Can I please stay here? Just for a while. This is just what I need. Right now.
It's nice and warm.
It's symbolic. Yuri boarded the boat of passage and was taken to the shrine on the water, the final destination for shrine maidens set to become pillars. Yuri found Hisoka inside the shrine and took her safely back to the antique shop. The bond between the two of them grew even stronger. S plus, baby. Clear time 1.5 hour. A shit ton of points and a lot of points for items as well. So it seems that as long as I remember to use the reward lens, it doesn't matter all that much that I use a handful of herbal medicines here and there. To the other side. "13th drop, Ren Hojo. Stop the ghosts from getting into the shop." So another chapter where he has to protect them all. Right. Might as well. And then it's gonna be the final chapter after that, which I think, depending on how long this chapter is gonna be, that we are gonna take tomorrow night. Rui, Miyu, Miku, Hisoka, and Yuri have all returned from Mount Hikami. The dark sun has followed them. The mountain will not let them go. Ren must protect them alone. Alone in the dark. "13th drop, the dark sun, Ren Hojo." Rui, Miyu, Miku, Hisoka, and Yuri all fall into an unusually deep slumber. Well, at least someone sleeps tight while all of this is going on. Ren fears that while this persists, the defenseless group may be vulnerable to attack. Time to get back to those surveillance cameras. Ren knows he must find out what's going on with Mount Hikami before something comes to pay a visit. Why is it never me who falls asleep?
But sunrise isn't for another few hours.
Link, the blood moon rises once again. Why are they all sleeping with their clothes on? You could use a trim, lady. That light. Ah! Fuck me. That light. It might be a sign of something strange happening on Mount Hikami. Something might be on its way here. Again. I should keep an eye on the surveillance camera feeds. Again, the text scrolls by with the trigger button, despite the button prompt only showing X, and because at least my right trigger on my PS5 controller is so goddamn freaking sensitive, I constantly accidentally click the text away.
They're here.
Wandering woman. That's the room Miu and her mother are sleeping in. I've got to rescue them. Oh, come on. That's not fair. I can't glance you out there. But I could see that for a brief moment when she fell forwards, I could have glanced her. I really hate ghosts that stumble so far backwards upon defeat that they stumble through a barrier that I can't pass. Rue is alright. The spirits aren't here yet. I should go check on Mio and her mother. Well, where do you think I'm going? Rue is breathing quietly in deep slumber. What's that book? It's about folk tales surrounding Mount Ikami. I should probably take a look at it as well. Water and Mount Ikami. Was Rui reading this before she went to sleep? Water has been deified on Mount Ikami for centuries. The water from the lake of the departed envelops the mountain in mist. To the locals, the water is the source of the soul, and where the soul returns to in death. This belief likely spread due to water being tied to everything within the wet and humid climate. The people fear nature, revere it, and live among it. This may show the true character of the locals. Rue is having nightmares, but seems okay otherwise. On the Shadowborn. I found an old book about Shadowborn. Where ghost marriages take place, tales of children of the dead are often found. They are known as Shadowborn, or children of the underworld, and are feared by the people. The Shadowborn. Once a man beloved by a girl living in a small village went missing in the mountains. Every day the girl went to the mountain shrine to pray for his return, but years went by and the man never came back. After 10 years, the girl had lost her mind. She went on living and talking to a man who wasn't there. One day, the villagers noticed that she was with child. She said that the man who had gone missing was the father. Ignoring the talk in the village about the identity of the father, she gave birth alone. The baby girl that was born had the missing man's eyes. As for the man, he was an outsider who had stumbled upon the village. It later transpired he was killed by the villagers 10 years prior. Damn. When the child learned how to speak, she asked the villagers, "Why did you kill my father?" They seem to be alright, except for the nightmares. I mean, they look pretty peaceful to me. How do you know they have nightmares? The ghost I saw walk in is nowhere to be seen. Spoke too soon. Wait, why am I using type 14? two Hinasakis are sleeping together. They deserve a rest. I have to watch over everyone though, not just them. Miko Hinasaki. She looked so young. You could mistake her for Miu's sister. She's been on Mount Ikami for years, trapped on the border between the worlds of the living and the dead. Yeah, that's the thing. How long was Miko trapped on the mountain? In a place where time stands still. So she has been in a place for a long time where time didn't pass, so she hasn't aged. Hisoka's Journal 5. This notebook looks like it's Hisoka's. Maybe there's some kind of clue in it. I couldn't make it. Just as I thought I had her, she fell. Akare. I couldn't save her. Forgive me. Those words still echo in my mind. Maybe in chasing after Akare, I pushed her too far. I'm so relieved. Thank you. The forced niceties made it so much harder. After that call, I cried so much I thought I might die. She slipped through my fingers. I feel like Yuri will too. Hisoka. She looks like she's having a nightmare, but otherwise seems fine. She spent days trapped on Mount Ikami. I'd like to ask her about what she saw there, but I've got more urgent things on my hands right now. I should keep watching the camera feeds. No ghosts inside. I can't let my guard down though. I need to keep check on everyone. Yeah, unlike last time where you where you got everyone spirited away because you fell asleep. Yuri's Notebook 3. This looks like Yuri's diary. Maybe there are some clues in it. The words, "I won't let you," brought me back to my senses. They overwhelmed me. The words were so powerful, so absolute. They really got to me. But what really got me to stick around was something small. Hisoka's favorite words. Sometimes a cup of coffee can make all the difference. It was such a little thing, but I never noticed it. Yeah, that's really a thing I also believe in, that and I don't know how to really word it right now, but that you know the saying that big things come in small packages, but it's more like the smallest things in life are the biggest things. Like, the smallest thing in life makes the biggest difference. It doesn't look like Yuri will wake up anytime soon. You know, from here it looks like she's half awake and is like, you know, looking at me like, the fuck are you doing in here? It's got to be the influence of this disturbing light. Well, I mean, to be fair, I also find myself getting drowsy when the sun is beaming directly at me. Why can't I pick up that notebook? Unless I'm not supposed to right now, of course. I mean, I guess a light would appear if it was something that I could pick up. Well, back to surveillancing.
Mount Hikami. Here on the mountain, water itself was revered and worshipped. Souls come from the water, and it's where they return to in death.
Something tells me I have to go check on Yuri. Yuri is bathed in the red glow, but is still in a deep sleep. Everything seems to be fine in her room. Something has fallen under the bed. Oh, now I'm allowed to read it. A book Yuri was reading? It might be worth checking out. Peekaboo! Let's try this again. Water, life, and death. There's a book underneath the bed. The beliefs of Mount Hikami are related to beliefs found all over the country. The water is life, and in death the soul must return there. People came to the mountain to return their souls to the mother that gave it to them. To die a proper death. The belief that dying in the mountain's water was somehow proper. This shows a strong yearning for nature itself, with death as just another part thereof. I'm worried about what's going on in the other rooms. I should check the camera feed. Oh god. Yuri ventured all over Mount Hikami looking for Hisoka, and the others before that. She may have been affected by it. I need to be careful. Oh god, not that singing again. Inhabitants of Mount Hikami have long held peculiar beliefs about life and death. People would go there for special rituals and offer their lives to the dark waters of the mountain lake. Mount Hikami has always been known for the many suicides that take place there.
Souls are born of water, and water is what they revert to. To seek death in the waters of the mountain was to be reborn. A means to a proper death.
Why, hello there. Was that seriously half of my hell? I don't even remember how much I had before. Got to lose this ghost first. Oh, she's not quite dead.
Blade. It's calling. You will not escape.
That looked pretty awkward. Fuck off. Damn.
You will not.
Ah, shit. Rui's Journal 6. Rui must have been writing this before going to bed. This might be the end. My body is growing colder and my blood runs clear like water. My body shakes with the mountain. I can't move. I wanted Mr. Hojo to get away at least, but he can't escape. He has become an outsider. He must choose. The one he doesn't choose will be thrown away. I don't think Mr. Hojo will be able to do it, but it's already too late. He needs to choose someone. He needs to end it with someone. Rui is not waking up. I'm a bit worried, but for now I need to stay here and keep checking on everyone.
You will not escape.
Peking woman. Not Peking duck, but Peking woman. Get the hell away from me. Having second thoughts, dude? Okay.
This one here is to be bound as well.
Okay, that was cold. So all of a sudden his body just mangles up. He is placed within the casket, and count as we wipe clean. And the woman just stands there and looks. In the reliquaries. This book seems to be about reliquaries. The black boxes found on Mount Hikami were filled with life, with death, and with fear. In short, they were filled with human sacrifices. Shrine maidens were put in these reliquaries to protect the locals by appeasing the Shadow Spring. This Shadow Spring served as a bridge to the Netherworld. In other words, beneath the water, the source of all life, exists the underworld. The black water came from the underworld itself, and with it came disaster and ruin. The border between life and death was faint in that place. The Shrine Maidens were set to take on the memories of people who came to die. This seems to be similar to the spirit channeling seen in other parts of the country. To take on the memories of the dying is to share in death. The maidens glanced people's souls as they died, taking their secrets as they were sealed in the reliquaries. The Shrine Maidens became one with the water to connect with the people they glanced. The Shrine Maidens ferried people to their death via the water. The Maidens of Mount Hikami presided over death, but this may have been an effort to protect those still living. I'm worried about what's going on in the other rooms. I should check the camera feed. The religion practiced on Mount Ikami relied on the Shrine Maidens. They were the ones guarding the border between worlds. They had two main duties. The first one was to oversee the deaths of those who made the pilgrimage to Mount Ikami, and the second one.
And in order to preserve the water's purity, Shrine Maidens were chosen to be immortal flowers, human sacrifices, or pillars offered up to the water. They were placed inside those black boxes.
Okay, now everything turns crazy. Hey there. What's up? Ah, so the door to the staircase is open. Goes fine, I guess. I'm at the penultimate chapter. How about you? Ah! Fuck off. I mean, I am, but honestly, I haven't... Gotta get a better vantage point. I had completely forgotten about when the release date even was, so it's not like I've been, you know, counting days or anything like that. The 28th? Well, that's soon. Don't know if I can afford it at this time though. I'm pretty low on money, and I already spent money on Valkyrie Elysium. Yeah, I mean, that's not a lot. I may get it. I mean, I am excited to see where Rose's story is going. Really? Got her. You'll do that? Sure. I don't think I will. I mean, because it's, you know, it's part of a bigger game, and if I were to stream Rose's story, what's that I can hear? If I were to stream Rose's story, I would kind of feel obligated to stream, you know, the whole game from start to finish. Or, you know, I might just do it anyway. It just feels a bit weird to stream a DLC chapter, but not the whole but not the whole game, if you get me. I mean, this game took a bit longer to complete than I had planned. I had planned on doing at least 3 horror games for October, but we're already halfway through the month, and I'm not even done this game yet. Then again, there has been some days where I have been neglecting my streams because I had other priorities. So what awaits us behind door number 2? Ghost Brides. An old book has fallen on the floor. I can see the words Ghost Marriage. It looks like it's by folklorist Katie Watarai. Maidens within the casket suffer through an eternal cycle of life and death as they slowly melt into the water. To protect the mountain, the shrine maidens must endure that pain and suffering alone, until they can take no more. There is a ceremony to soothe the suffering of the maidens' souls, allowing the pillar to persist longer. This is the ghost marriage. Living men are brought to the mountain as grooms for the suffering shrine maidens. They choose their maiden and then exchange their vows. At the moment their souls join, her soul is set to return to this world. The maiden is then placed back into her casket, groom in tow, so that she can continue to uphold the border between life and death. Until a maiden is bound by the ghost marriage, she is alone. She must wait to be chosen. This is confusing. So her soul goes back, but her soul returns to this world, but she is placed back into the casket. What? This ritual invokes emotions that transcend life and death. Perhaps this is part of the deep-rooted beliefs of this region, where nature is both feared and revered by the people. I'm worried about what's going on in our rooms. I should take those. Woman in the mirror. Is that the radio? Must have been my imagination. If you catch that reference.
Hisoka, Yuri, Miyu, Miku, Rui. I was right to bring them back. But what will happen when the mountain loses its pillars?
The fuck? You didn't bring them back, Ren. They came of their own volition. Huh? What am I doing there? I've been here before. This is where the ghost marriage ceremonies were held. My. 6 pretty ladies. So that's where the chapter ends. Ren learned of the true purpose of the rituals performed on Mount Hikami. The mountain acts as a boundary between the world of the living and that of the dead, a place of which the souls of visitors were returned to the water from which they were born. Shrine maidens absorbed the memories of the dying, and then they could take no more. And when they could take no more, they were sacrificed in reliquaries. Ghost marriages served to console and strengthen the souls of those sacrificed. Wedded couples were thrown into the darkness that leads to the underworld, to the netherworld. Water connects everything. S+. Took me just under 45 minutes. Points earned 61,000, points for items 62. The Dark Sun. Again, I really find it stupid that you saw in the bottom right corner before it said saving and processing, like on top of each other. It just looked stupid. But look at what we have here. Not the 14th drop, but the last drop. Well, I guess that does make it the 14th drop by semantics, but we're finally here. The last drop, the final chapter, and we are primarily playing as Yuri Kozukata, as you can see. Last drop, Yuri Kozukata. Yuri, Ren, and Miyu go to meet their fates. but I've been streaming for just under 3 hours now, so I mean, it's only midnight where I am, so I don't know if I'll tackle this chapter tonight or postpone it till tomorrow. If I'll just take a break and come back in a few. But either way, I'm gonna end the stream here and then see what I'm in the mood for. So the end is nigh, people. I'm gonna go with this one. So thank you all so much for watching throughout the, how many chapters did we crunch? The 12th and 13th drop, both of which I initially thought were the final one. So 2 chapters done, 12th and 13th, and then for the next and maybe final session, we're gonna finally end the story and see what it all and see where it all ends. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you are still enjoying yourselves, and remember, as always, we are all heroes.